Good, y'all listen. Look, I'm mad I even gotta say this.
Why are we acting like this is not egregious? Get your fucking
There's nothing wrong with hate. You've got to hate some things with a passion. And destruction, they must dislike and hate with a passion.
Hello out there. So good to see you all. So good to be here. You know. Oh, it's a lovely evening. Today is Tuesday. It's not a usual day that I go live. I don't remember the last time I been live on a Tuesday. Now I think about it. I actually didn't think about that till I went live, to be honest, till just now. Yeah, not a usual occasion, but here we are. Okay. But we had to do it because it's a great day. We got a great update. Okay, so we got to get up on that. Our good brother Carmelo Anthony, we have some good news. So I wanted to get up here and talk about that. I'm like, yeah, I definitely got to get up there. See that? Actually, I didn't see that. I think my father called me and told me. Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely got to talk about that. So yeah, yeah, immediately we up on it. Okay. Because we love to see it. I actually did cover this on For the Culture. So before we even start, I told y'all to go subscribe to For the Culture. Y'all ain't, I don't know if y'all done that, if you playing, if you waiting, I don't know what you waiting on if you ain't done it, but you need to go ahead and get that over with, okay? Subscribe to For the Culture. Go watch the video me and Afro did on Carmelo Anthony. We broke everything down, the whole case, gave our opinions on it, and this was before he was released, which was today. So I think we did that like a week or so ago. Definitely go check that out if you want to see all of the details within the case, because I'm not about to go over everything within this. But we're gonna go over like the gist. I'm gonna play a video so we can get into it. Let me, a matter of fact, should I just say the foundation? What's up, y'all? Piece of the chat. Shout out to the mods, my boy Marcus, always on the way. Good up. Yes, I do appreciate you. Rashard, how you doing? What's up, ZZ? What's up? I'm riding for the homies. We riding for Carmelo. Shout out to our good brother. Okay. Had our brother looking good in the suit. Okay. We came out nice. Standing tall, walking with the stride. We let it see. I'm gonna show all that in a second. Carmelo Anthony, though, if you don't know, like I said, go to For the Culture so you can see the details of the whole case. Me and Afro broke that down. However, this brother is in Texas. He was at a track and field race game. I'm not sure how to say that, but yeah, he was there for his school's team. It was like some sort of like scrimmage or something. It was a bunch of different high schools there. He ended up under a tent that wasn't for his school because it was raining. So he had to get the closest tent, we're assuming. But he ended up in a tent that wasn't with a school. These two white male twins walked up to him and instructed him to get out the seat. One of them in particular was more assertive and instructed him to get out the seat. And the brother was like, touch me and see what happens. Okay, he was on that he wasn't playing. Okay, and so yeah, he touched him, and what happened was the twin that was assertive, the allegedly, from what we know, he got up. I mean, he grabbed Carmelo, tried to grab him out the seat. Carmelo came back at him with that. Yeah, he had that he was on that UK time, poking him up. Okay, so he poked him up too bad. And yeah, the young man ended up passing. Okay, so that's all we know from what we know from right now. Okay, just what's going on. But today, and he was arrested and they had him for like first degree murder, if I'm not mistaken, first and second degree murder. But his bail was like $1 million. It was literally like outrageous, out of this world. So luckily, that's why we're updating today, because today he has been released in his bond because his bond was lowered. So yeah, let's see about that. I'm going to play a quick news clip so you all can see and hear what's going on.
Tonight, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, who was charged with first-degree murder in the fatal stabbing of a teen at a track meet earlier this month, is out on bond. A judge today reducing the teen's $1 million bond to $250,000 at the request of the defense.
I feel it's fair. Bond, as the judge said, is not supposed to be an instrument of oppression. It's not supposed to keep people in jail. It's not supposed to punish.
Anthony's father testifying that his son does not have a passport.
Yeah, it's supposed to ensure that you don't flee. He's right. That was the lawyer for Carmelo.
and that he would be surrounded by friends and family who would keep him accountable ahead of the trial.
The judge has made her call, and we look forward to continuing the process and looking forward to reviewing all the facts of the case.
The lower bond comes amidst rising tensions in the community after the stabbing during a high school track meet on April 2nd that led to the death of Austin Metcalf.
End result, he stabbed my son in the heart and killed him. That's what it was over.
According to the arrest report, a witness told police Metcalf asked Anthony, who attends a different high school, to move to his own school's tent at the meet. Anthony then told Metcalf, "Touch me and see what happens," according to a witness. And later, Metcalf grabbed Anthony to tell him to move. Metcalf's father, Jeff Metcalf, telling our NBC station in Dallas, his son died in his twin brother's arms after he was stabbed.
I will never be the same.
Anthony telling a responding officer at the scene, "I was protecting myself before being questioned," according to the arrest report. Later saying in the police report, "I'm not alleged, I did it," in response to the officer referring to him as an alleged suspect.
I wish the brother wouldn't have spoke. That is one thing. I don't know if me and Afro talked about that on when we covered his story the first time. But I do wish the brother hadn't said that. Yeah, and I think it was something else. Actually, I'm not going to even say it. It was something else allegedly he had said too, though. But yeah, I wish he wouldn't have said that though. I'm saying, not to say that he incriminated himself or anything like that, because I do believe this was self-defense. It's just these people will literally use anything you say will be used against you. They mean that, they mean that part. So yeah, you don't say nothing, okay, until you get around your lawyer, period.
Since the stabbing, tensions over race have surfaced, leading to meetings between activists and officials. An online fund for Anthony raising more than $400,000 for his defense. The nonprofit civil rights group Next Generation Action Network demanding protection for Anthony's family after claims their home address was leaked online.
We have saw so many different hateful images, just hateful things.
This weekend, Austin Metcalf, who family described as a scholar, leader, and star athlete, was laid to rest. Tonight, two families' lives changed forever as this case moves forward.
This is a terrible tragedy for our entire, not just Frisco, but Collin County community. One family has suffered a permanent loss. It's the most unnatural thing for a parent to lose their child. It's permanent, it's profound, it's certainly premature, and it's the hardest thing that I think a human being can go through.
So, George, what else do we know about the condition of this teen's release?
Yeah, Tom, he'll be under house arrest and also have to wear an ankle monitor and check in with the bailiff every single Friday. Now, today, his attorney saying this investigation is still far from over, as there's still many questions left to be answered, including why the teen may have had a knife on him in the first place. Tom?
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and
okay. So yeah, I mean, the ankle monitor, I don't really think he should be on house arrest. I feel like that's a little much. Maybe that's just me. But I am glad that he's released from jail. He should have been locked up with that high ass bond, no damn way. But so yeah, I'm definitely glad he released it, and his bond was lower. That's what we about to get into. I thought they was going to say it on there. I don't know if I'm tripping, but I don't think they said exactly how much. But from what I think this article is going to pull up that I have, his bond was lowered to $250,000. Okay, and it was $1 million, like I said, which was absolutely ridiculous. And you only got to pay 10%, so it was about $25,000. They raised $400,000, which means they got enough. Thank God. They definitely had enough. He's out. So yeah, this is an article though. I want to see if they talk about the bond, a little bit more of the terms of his release. Let's see. Carmelo Anthony, the 17-year-old charged with first-degree murder. Hold on, let me just get to Anthony. Walked out of the jail silently. What's that? Anthony walked out of the jail silently with a few people by his side. However, his mother and father were not seen. Hold up, did we get a clip of him? Hold up, let me just see something. Is there a clip of him here? I don't know if that other one had a clip of him, but this was a clip of him walking out of the
$1,000. Anthony's attorney argued the initial bond did not represent the intent of bond in Texas, which is to ensure the defendant shows up for court. He had Anthony's father testify about his character, telling the judge he was the captain of his football and track teams and an A student.
And prior to this, he was
brother walking out head high. We love to see it, man.
He was going to go to.
That's all right. Come out with a suit. Put together, that's all right. That brother got a good family behind him. We love to see it. I mean, that's good. That signs of a good family behind him. That's why I'm like, I don't think that the house arrest thing was I think that was a little much. I mean, I do appreciate the $25,000. That's the lowering of the bond, but and I believe it was a black woman from what I was hearing. That was the judge who did that. A Republican. Matter of fact, I think my father told me that was a Republican or conservative black woman who did it as well. So yeah, I think the house arrest is a little much. He need that at the ankle monitor. I don't think that boy fleeing. I don't think that his family is about to let him flee. You know, seem like that's how they about to move with this. So yeah. But let me see. Early on Monday, a Collin judge lowered Anthony's bond from $1 million to $250,000. Anthony walked out of jail silently with a few people by his side. However, his mother and father were not seen with him. His family and the family of Austin McClef arrived at the Collin County Courthouse with extra security. Unfortunately, as is common in our culture, especially lately, the vitriol and public reaction one way or the other has been intense, and threats and talk of race war, and all kinds of insanity isn't good, obviously, for Anthony family, said defense attorney Mike Howard. It's not good for the McClef family. It's not good for peace and safety in the community. Yeah, they just said in the last clip that they were the address may have been leaked, so that's what they were trying to pay for private security. They was trying to request extra security. That's outrageous, which I believe, because mind you, this is in Texas, so there is a lot of white people out there probably very upset that his bond was lowered, and that he's been released from jail, to be honest. It's hard for everybody to be, I mean, honestly, they mad at the fact that he did that to the white boy. They just mad at that. But on top of the fact that he's out, yeah, that probably was like the cherry on top. It's hard for everybody to be level-headed at this time, like this. So that's where we come in at. Let me see, District Attorney. So y'all to be level-headed based on the fact that this comes just days after McClef was was laid to rest. After the hearing, both sides pleaded public to stop the threats. Okay. Anthony's arrest. Anthony had been in the Collin County jail since April 2nd arrest for allegedly stabbing and killing 17-year-old Austin McClef, a Frisco ISD track meet. Oh, you know what? I just realized I'm tripping. McClef is for the other family. I was saying that for not McClef, for Carmelo Anthony's family. His family was one that needed extra security because of I think their address may have been leaked online. Not Austin McClef. That's the twin that passed, that was killed. So yeah, but why would I guess they could be getting threats. I mean, I don't know about that. They might be kind of sizing that up a little bit. I guess maybe. I guess his family could be, yeah, but let me see. Anthony pulled out a knife and stabbed McClef once in the chest. Anthony complied with officers at the scene and was taken into custody while the police vehicle. Anthony reportedly asked the officer if McClef was going to be okay, and what he did would be considered self-defense. That's what I was talking about earlier. That's what else he said. Let's see. Conditions of release. Anthony will be required to wear an ankle monitor and to stay inside his parents' home under adult supervision with approved adult. He is also not allowed on social media. Okay. And cannot engage with his classmates or anything related to school. He will have to check with the court every Friday. Since his arrest, Anthony's family hired defense attorneys Billy Clark and Kim Cole, who probably requested that Anthony's bond be reduced. Okay, good. That was a bless. Yeah, so he can't get on social media. Interesting. Okay. I guess that makes sense because of the case having so much attention on it. Yeah, I guess that will be, kind of swaying. They don't want him to kind of sway the public if he comes out and say anything. I hope that, honestly, I don't think that the brother should be able to say anything either, though. The twins' brother that was also there, I don't think he should be being able to come out and say nothing either, or be on social media. But here we are. Have you seen the Casey Allison case? No, I don't think I heard about that. I don't think I've heard that name before. Police was very clearly articulating real black political. Oh, thank you so much, BC. I appreciate that. The black judge has been getting death threats. She is under 24-hour protection. Oh, wow. So the judge that lowered his bond to $250,000 is now getting death threats. Interesting. Wow. Okay. That's insane. But again, not surprising because they in Texas. I mean, they down there. I mean, that's come on, and that's why a lot of people are so. Some people are so weary. Let me say that, or worried about what's going to happen because he is in Texas. There's not a lot of sympathy that they get that happening, even at his bail getting lowered like that. Thank God he got a judge that was brave enough to do that down there, because she definitely pissed some people off while doing that, and not just people on the grassroots. So that's all right. That's what's up to that she was able to do that, but that is egregious that she's now being, hopefully she all right, she's protected. Let me see. But shout out to Carmelo Anthony and his family. I wish him the best. We're gonna keep updating, keep following the story, see what happens. Again, we hoping for our brother to get off. Okay. Or at least not not be charged with some sort of first-degree murder or anything like that. But I don't want this brother going to jail for the rest of his life. I don't think that's something deserved. I honestly don't even think he deserves to go to prison. I'm gonna be real. In my opinion, just off of what we know. If more details come out and maybe my opinion will change. But for right now, I don't think the brother should even go to prison, to be honest. But that's just how I feel about it. Anyways, wishing him the best though, for sure. We riding for our brother Carmelo Anthony. For self-defense, we riding for our brother. Okay. Now, I wanted to touch on this too, Karon Hylton, because this brother is actually this case. I feel like I talked about him. I definitely remember this, remember his story. But I believe I talked about him when this happened. This was a few years ago. This was in 2020, I believe, when this happened. Or 2022. I'm gonna read it and see, but I think it was like 2020. It was a few years ago. But it's some recent things that's happened that I want to talk about and bring to you all's attention. So let's do that right quick. Hold up, should I play the video? Do I have video? Let me just make sure. Is this one out of video? Just to make sure. Okay, so former DC officers found guilty in death of 20-year-old during police chase. 2 former Metropolitan police officers were found guilty on all charges brought against them in connection with the death of Karon Hylton-Brown, who was involved in a fatal car crash during a police chase more than 2 years ago in Washington, D.C. Oh, did I say 2020? So it had to be like 2022, 2023. This was 2 years ago. Yeah. So 2022, 2023. Yeah. But let's see. Terrence Sutton, 38, and Andrew Zezebih, something like that, were 54 were previously suspended from the police department as what many believe to be suspicious circumstances surrounding Hylton-Brown's death. Sparked public unrest and ultimately led to a criminal trial. The jury returned guilty verdicts for both men. The U.S. Department of Justice announced in a news release on Wednesday convicting Sutton of second-degree murder, conspiracy to obstruct justice, and obstruction of justice. Zezebih of the latter of two charges. So the other one only got the last 2 charges. Hylton-Brown. I'm gonna just say Hilton. I don't know why they keep abbreviating. I thought it was just Hilton, but Hylton-Brown is kind of I don't know. I'm gonna just say Hilton. A 20-year-old black man was pursued by DC police while driving a moped on a sidewalk in the city's Brightwood Park neighborhood on October 23rd, 2020. Okay, yeah. Okay, this was in 2020. I'm sure. Okay, so they were convicted 2 years later. Got you. I know, but I'm like 2020. Okay, got you. So this did happen in 2020. This was a little while ago. According to the Justice Department, authorities have said that the attempted traffic stop was prompted by Hilton's lack of a helmet. Although Sutton and Zezebih, a former officer who was assigned to the department's crime suppression team and former lieutenant who supervised the team, officers that included Sutton, were also found guilty of conspiring to hide the true circumstances of the case. Of the chase and traffic collision that caused the young man's death. Okay, so they basically tried to hit and run and lie about it. To be honest, that's not the gist of it, but that's essentially what it was. They killed that young man in an accident and tried to make it seem like that wasn't what it was. After the police pursuit began at around 10 p.m. at local time, Sutton continued the chase Hylton for more than 10 blocks through the neighborhood streets and into an alley, according to federal authorities. Hylton was struck by an oncoming vehicle as soon as he exited the alley and suffered severe head trauma that led to his death 2 days later. And you know what? I think this is what led to the law. If I'm not mistaken, this is what led to the law in DC. That they can't chase you on mopeds or like four-wheelers no more. If it was either this incident or it was another incident that was similar to this, where a brother was on I think it was, matter of fact, another incident where a brother was on a four-wheeler in DC and they was chasing him and he was killed on a bike, on the four-wheeler as well. And I think that sparked a law being passed where now they can't chase you if you're on four-wheelers or like, certain types of vehicles. I don't know if mopeds in particular are included, but I know four-wheelers were. And I think that happened that might have happened in Baltimore, the case I'm thinking about. But yeah, that's I don't know. This may have been before then. The jury found that Sutton case, Mr. Hylton's death by driving a police vehicle in conscious disregard for an extreme risk of death or serious bodily injury to Mr. Hylton. That's a fact, because why are you chasing if you're chasing him down because he doesn't have a damn helmet on, why would you be putting him further at risk by making him go fast? He's running from you. So is it that deep to chase him down over a damn helmet? Why not just, all right, let me just stop chasing him so he can at least slow the hell down. Hopefully he go get a helmet, or I'll catch him off the bike, something like that, a couple blocks, something like that. But chasing him like that to the point where he's going down alleys trying to duck you, it's like, is it that deep for you to like? Is he pushing pounds or something? Do you have something on him for it to be that serious? No, you don't. You didn't, should I say. But let's see. The incident sparked protests in the nation's capital just days after Hylton's death. A crowd of rushed the doors of the 4th District Police Station and threw trash can through the window. A police line was formed. I feel like I remember this. Yeah, I think I remember 2020. Hold up, 2020 though. Yeah, this might have been. This is October. What was the date? October. I moved up here, I think. Was it 2020 or 20? It was 2020. I moved up here. I think it was the end of 2020. This might have been right before I got up here. I do remember hearing about this, though. This might have happened right before I moved up here, actually. Moved back up here. The second-degree murder charge against Sutton carries a statutory minimum sentence of 40 years in prison, while the conspiracy of obstruction of justice charges each carry for respective statutory maximums of 5 and 20 years. The Justice Department said Sutton's conviction marked the first time a DC police officer has been convicted of a murder while in line of duty. Wow, it's the first time. That's insane. Will determine if the sentence is for both what you calls. Okay, great. All right, so now recently I seen this clip. I wanted to bring this up because recently I seen a clip of Karon's mother. And I actually been to Men Talk about this. I had said this to myself a little while ago, but recently this clip of Karon's mother was going viral because she came at Mayor Browser for about her son, about what she said about some things that she believes she said to Trump about her son. So let me play the clip very quick.
We're going to stay focused.
And this is in the middle of a conference, mind you. This is in the middle of a conference, and she's like, she kind of just interjects and says this.
We're going to stay focused. Excuse me.
I tried that before. Did you tell President Trump that Karon is illegal? Do you know the pardon of those officers is unconditional? It's very much like as basic as I said. Do you know the pardons of these officers is very much unconstitutional? Do you understand that?
Ms. Hylton, I'm happy to talk to you following this briefing.
Don't touch me.
Ms. Hylton, if you would step outside,
I tried
I'm happy
to talk to you. I tried to ask you, and I'm asking you again. Do not touch me. Do not touch me. Do not put your hands on me. Do not put your hands on me. Did you tell President Trump that Karon is illegal?
No.
Do not touch me. You didn't tell him that.
No.
Okay. When he said that, did you tell him?
Ms. Hilton,
do not touch me.
Ms. Hilton,
do not put your hands on me.
Ms. Hilton,
do not put your hands on me. You did not tell him that. Did you let him know that the pardon of those officers are unconstitutional? Do not touch me.
Ms.
Do not
Hilton,
put your hands.
Ms.
Did you
Hilton.
tell him that? I asked you before. Did you tell him
No,
that?
Ms. Hilton, I haven't talked to the president about your son. Okay.
So yeah, ain't nobody fuck with Mayor Browser. Okay, she can get her ass on somewhere. Anyway, but besides that, the sister said something interesting. She was like, why did she was like, I didn't realize that at the end when I first watched this, that she was saying, did you tell Trump that the pardon of those officers was unconstitutional? And I'm like, the pardon of those officers, what officers is she talking about? Because I know she ain't talking about the officers that killed her son. Unfortunately, she was. So that's what I wanted to talk about right quick too, because I didn't realize that this had happened. This is outrageous, everything between. Hold up. And what's up, Torian? I see you in the chat. Let me see. Ain't Great Black Shark. What's up? Okay. MPD reinstates officers Trump pardon after conviction for murdering black man and covering it up. Shout out to this News One website. I've never seen this before, but I think it looked black on. This joint got a section for black. Can y'all see what I'm saying? You got a section for black history. I don't know if the rest of these is the black ballot, DNC, RNC, surviving Trump. It looks black. It looks like it might be black on Race Matters, Black Lives Matter. Might be some liberals, might be some. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, it do look like it's. I mean, this is my first time seeing the website, but yeah, we want to give it a shot with this article. But yeah, the reason why that wasn't all of that wasn't even what caught my eye and made me think it was black on for a second. It was really the first line of this, and I was like, hold up, is this some black people in here? It says, in today's episode of White Supremacy was always the point. I said, hold up, white supremacy was always the point. There's some black people over here. Just the way they said that, I'm like, that sounds like some black people wrote that. What was that? So I stopped and I was like, I started looking at the website like, damn, hold up, this story might be black on. There's a black one up in the ad. I'm like, oh yeah, this story might be black on. Okay, gotcha. All right, but yeah, in today's episode of White Supremacy was always the point. Washington, D.C.'s police department has just reinstated 2 police officers who were convicted of the second degree murder of a black man who in 2020 they chased down and caused the death of before tampering with evidence that pointed towards their guilt. In case you are wondering how it's possible the 2 cops who should be serving out their murder and obstruction sentences are even walking around free to be reinstated to any police department, well, they were pardoned by President Donald Trump, who signed the order at the behest of the police department, because cops routinely reinstating bad cops and then complaining about how cops are being thrown under the bus when it's really only a few bad apples. It's pretty much the only way the racist system of policing has always worked. Yeah, I kind of like the way they wrote that. It was a little I feel like it was a run-on sentences in there. That should be a couple more periods. I don't know. It was a long. I don't know, but I like the way they wrote that. Definitely somebody black behind that. Is given. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. According to CNN, the Metropolitan Police Department has reinstated Officer Terrence Sutton and Lieutenant Andrew Zezebih, who were both charged with multiple crimes related to the death of 20-year-old Karon Hylton. Karon Hylton. Officer Sutton and Lieutenant Zezebih have been reinstated. MPD does not comment on personal matters. A spokesperson for the MPD told CNN, it's convenient that the MPD is unwilling to commit to personal matters, as if the public doesn't have a right to know what kind of people they're reportedly being protected and served by. But sure, keep whining about how cops are being unfairly condemned by people they allegedly risk their life for. Who was this? Someone was found guilty on second-degree murder and conspiracy to obstruct and obstruction of justice and sentenced to 66 months. 66 months. That motherfucker was only. I'm sorry. That cracker was only sentenced to 66 months. Are you kidding me? 66 months is how long? 12 times. What's 12 divided by 60? 5. 5 years. That's like 5.5 years. Are we being for real? And then hold on. Then the same jury found Zezebih guilty of conspiracy to obstruct and obstruction of justice, and he faced 48 months. He only got 2 years. Are you for real? Oh no, that's not 2 years. That's 48 is 4 years. Right? 12, 24, 36, 48. It's 4 years. What? And dude got second-degree murder on top of the other 2 charges, and he only got a year more. A son received a full and unconditional pardon. Wow, just days after Trump was inaugurated. Yeah. Outrageous, egregious, everything between. Outrageous, egregious, everything between. I'm not surprised though. That's what I mean. I had already been heard Trump was already was part. I think, matter of fact, those might have been two of the people that I heard he pardoned, but I had already heard he was pardoning some white supremacists anyway, suspected white supremacists. Let me say that. That's on brand. That's outrageous. That is egregious, though. Prosecutors argue that I wonder why. Why them? Why did he choose them? Maybe I should look up a video for that or something. I didn't see. Let me just see something right quick. I just wanted to see if I can find a video or some of him talking about it. Heads much. See, yeah, this is what the hold up. Who stomped on officers' heads among prisoners? Yeah, the prisoners pardoned by Trump. That was from the January 6th thing. Maybe they was just in the group. They might have been in the group. Nah, but that was because that had to do with January 6th, the January 6th thing. So prisoners release. I don't see him. I don't see nothing on him talking about it specifically. Let me just see right quick. Trump granted clemency to Metropolitan Disease, who sentenced in September to more than 5 years in prison. But the same Jersey they found that both men had been free pending the outcome of their appeals. Wow, they was already free because you know what, they did say that they had said that in the video. That's insane. So they basically ain't even do no damn jail time. Trump had hinted at his plans to pardon them after his inauguration. They were arrested, put in jail for 5 years because they went after an illegal. Whoa, hold up, illegal? Is Karon illegal? Hylton-Brown. His mother was not given illegal. His mother sounded like she straight from DC. Is this the right case? This might be a different case. Hold up. Nah, because it says illegal. And I guess something happened where something went wrong and they arrested the two officers and put them in jail for going after a criminal. What? Hold up. Let me pull up this article. Let me get off of this bullshit. Hold up. What the hell is this? Oh, this nigga Trump is outrageous. This motherfucker is crazy. Oh, we already knew that though. Anyways, let me see. This says, hold up. So Trump apparently said they were arrested, put in jail for 5 years because they went after an illegal. Trump said Tuesday. And I guess something happened where something went wrong and they arrested the two officers and put them in jail for going after a criminal. This is why not say so. This is why not say so. This is you know what? We just gonna say that nigga wasn't illegal. Yeah, that's why they was chasing them and then something happened and yeah. So we need to free them. We need to go ahead and get them. Yeah, get them about. We need to pardon them. What? Like what? This is the next sentence is Hylton-Brown was an American citizen. His mother, Karon Hylton, said in the interview Thursday night. She said he was born February 29th, 2000 in Washington D.C. Man, that boy was a D.C. native. What are we talking about? Now, was his father not for me? I don't know if his father, you know what I'm saying, but he's not illegal. He was born here. He's not illegal. So yeah, but it's given his mother from his name and what his mother sound like, and what she just said he was American citizen. They gave it FBA. So I mean, Hylton says she sent a letter to the White House addressed to Trump on Tuesday asking him not to pardon son and Zezebih. She also wrote in a letter, a copy of which she shared with NBC, that she believed racism had caused her son's death, and she asked Trump to review the case before making a judgment. A White House spokesperson did not immediately respond to a request for comment Thursday night. The DC Police Union praised Trump's decision, saying that the statement, and you know what? That's really why. That's really why he wanted that. That was a political move, which is still some white supremacists. He on code with the white supremacists over there, but what it was he was trying to make sure he stay on code with the white supremacists over there at that damn police union, at the police union. That's what it was. These were the first officers that were arrested, which is crazy because I know they ain't the first ones that's guilty. They damn sure ain't the first ones that's guilty, but they were the first ones that were arrested. And the police were, they was probably in an uproar over that. What? They was in an uproar over that. They was in an uproar over that. So yeah, he was okay. That's what that was. That was a political move. He's like, we're gonna pardon them, y'all. We only gave them a slap on the wrist. They only had 5 years. They got a slap on the wrist for killing them anyways. Now we just don't worry about it. He did his little 5 years watch. Get me back in office, and I got you. Okay, got you. That's why they said he was mentioning it before he got, during his elections. Okay, we putting it together. We getting there. Okay. All right. Wrongly charged by corrupt prosecutors for doing his job. This action rights an incredible wrong that not only harmed Officer Sutton, but also crippled the ability for the department to function. That's honestly, but he's gonna code with the white supremacists, because even if you were gonna pardon them, allowing them to be reinstated, it's like that's like unethical. Like that's like a little too far. They still killed a man. The way that happened was like totally. Like it just didn't have. It was like totally unnecessary. It didn't have to go to. The man didn't have a helmet on. We're not talking about that he dropped 2 pounds of crack on the ground, or he just robbed a bank, or he kidnapped somebody. He didn't have a helmet on. You was chasing him for that. So the fact that he died because of something so simple that you could have just not chased him for, you could have literally, you could have just not chased him for, like literally, and that would have saved his life. Yeah. I think y'all should not be officers. I think y'all don't really have the ethical reasoning, the moral compass to continue on doing your jobs in a healthy or constructive way for communities. You probably should not be reinstated to nobody's police department, even if you're going to a different city, county, whatever. Yeah, you shouldn't be reinstated, period. You need to find another field, another career to go to. This action rates the union expressed dismay a day earlier after Trump pardoned more than 1,500 people charged in connection with the January 6th, 2021 attack on U.S. Capitol. Yeah, that's what I was just reading about, or just seeing on there, the videos. Those are the only videos of him talking about pardons. The Metropolitan Police Department thanked Trump for supporting its officers after Sutton's Zabaski pardons, adding in a statement that the prosecutors were literally unprecedented. Never before in any other jurisdiction in the country has a police officer been charged with second-degree murder for pursuing a suspect. Yeah, but look at the way, and honestly, it shouldn't have been the first time. You're right, it's the first time, but it probably shouldn't have been. It's been a lot of times that officers have ended up killing people because you were chasing them, obviously unnecessarily. Over a fucking misdemeanor, over something you could give a fine over something they getting bailed out a couple hours later over something. Like, what are we talking about here? So yeah, they're the first, but they damn sure shouldn't have been, and they shouldn't be the last. To be honest, y'all need to have more restrictions on that. I mean, honestly, the whole system is I don't have no faith in it. So I mean, it ain't no reconstructing that bullshit, no way. But for sure, we're not about to act like this is something that's a rarity. This is something that doesn't know. Police officers do shit, and then covering it up afterwards, that's definitely not a rarity when it comes to Black America. That's for sure. That happens more often than what they allow us to think. They want us to think. Okay. Pardon and reinstate. Exactly. Black America's classy anchor lady. The classy anchor later. I gotta stop leaning on this damn desk though. I'll be over here like this, watching these damn I gotta sit up. My bad, y'all. Gotta keep it professional. Keep the posture up. All right, but it's just so hard not to just, Anyway, let me sit up. I remember speaking on this a couple years ago about this. Pardon and reinstated last month. Hit the like button. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But I remember as soon as I seen it, that's why I said, let me go ahead and say something about this, because I remember when I seen the mother, I'm like, I remember this case. So I'm like, let me just do a little refresh and update. Hit the like button on the way in. Please hit the like button on the way in. Please. Right. They killed that man to cover up the case. Yeah, they did. Absolutely. I'm kind of hungry. Let me see something right quick. Those were actually the only two things I was going to talk about, because I don't like talking about stuff like that and then going completely off. Like, I was going to talk about some other stuff too, because I do got I was going to do it in other news. I got a couple other things. And honestly, I was going to just do some short lives anyways, just because I got some videos I can react to, and editing it'd be taking a long time. So just going live, just be getting the content out quick sometimes. So I was just gonna go live in about some of these videos I want to talk about. But yeah, so yeah, actually, I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna wrap this up right here, and I'll be back. I shall return. Okay, I'll see y'all later this week, or actually earlier, sooner than later. All right, head to Patreon. I'm actually going to upload a video up there either tonight or tomorrow. So yeah, look forward to that. If you want to see some exclusive content, head on over there. Appreciate you in advance. Other than that, baby, I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony. I hope our brother self-defense. Okay, we ride for our brother. We hope our brother make it out this joint unscathed. Okay. And shout out to condolences to Karon Hylton's family, his mother. It's an egregious thing that's happening. I pray that she continues to fight for justice and hopefully at least get them out of the make them lose their damn jobs. I hope she can at least make that happen. Because that's egregious outrage everything between the day that they're able to get back that they're able to get their jobs back after doing something like that. But yeah, I appreciate y'all chopping it up with me. It's been another great live. So good to be here. So good to see you all. Make sure y'all follow me on the gram, ZZ Rants, TikTok, ZZ Rants, X ZZ Rants. And yeah, go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. Check out my last video, my last live, all that. Subscribe to For the Culture. And I'm going to see you on the next one. I love you so much. Peace and be one to the Jets. Great Black Shark. Marcus Moore, Brain Eye, Torian, Christopher, Black Rain, Spirit of Justice, Yakub something, Yakub Wababa. I'm not sure. You have a good one. Bye.
We do not play, but I agree.